Australians, let us not rejoice. Our land is girt by sea, but has been poisoned with apathy towards the countless bodies we're told not to see as human beings. They're not people, they're just refugees. What an artisan fabrication of reality. I'd rather bipartisan approval of policy that would move us to prove we have the slightest of decency. Turnbull's term has turned to absurdity. Sadomalcolmism doesn't comprehend irony, lives ad-libbing nonsense using Hanson as defense for throwing hatred into debate on rotation. Like, we couldn't be one nation unless we close our borders. It's us or it's them. It's chaos or order. If they came by boat, then they're after our values, which are severely limited. So it's by nature of virtue that we've chosen to reopen Manus and Nauru. Australians, let us have no choice. Our values may be thieved. As if to conserve our morals, we must condone torture. As if upstanding principles require ethical torpor. As if it wasn't enough for them to try to fold the ocean to get here, to get away from death by explosion. To escape devastation and religious persecution, they risk drowning, starvation, and blood-borne infection. To be greeted on arrival with more hate-fueled rejection. We're protecting our values with child molestation. The women are raped and the men all get beaten. But that's what you get for wanting a home that isn't also incidentally a thriving war zone. That's what you get when you're a hard-working man trying to save yourself and your family from the terrorists, and that's what you get when you're a mother concerned of smoke inhalation versus chemical burns, and that's what you get when you're a child. There's no choices. Completely dependent on circumstance and your parents should they be alive tomorrow or the following day. So we'll throw them in cages and we'll turn them away, but don't speak of morals then. This isn't okay. We've only 3 people per kilometre squared. Our land is rich with plenty spare. We live in a beautiful country. They live an ongoing nightmare. Let's advance, Australia. This isn't fair. I'll get on with my life. But that's not to say it doesn't piss me off when men in a mosh pit think it's fine to grab my tits and, come to think of it, how I dismissed it as par for the course. I just use an idiom of sorts. An idiom of force that makes surreal the obvious idiocy for me to have grown to expect this kind of shit, but that's the norm. Sitting alongside my usual refusal to accept it. Come on, guys. You think anonymity will keep you safe from being exposed? It's trying to make me feel unsafe and too exposed? Well, I suppose I can see how you might think that. But I already know you. And the 3 or 4 other douchey dudes tonight, I know them too. You're in the cookie-cutter fuckboy crew. So here's an itty-bitty titty tidbit about me that you also didn't ask for. I'm the kind of woman that the great men write about. You know those old books running cliches through roundabouts that too often complain and describe with disdain how the woman they idolized didn't feel the same way. The woman they'd idealized into a caricature caused the poor man's demise, sure. Like he didn't just get totally obsessed with a far-fetched idea and a subset of lies projected onto a human body with nice thighs, suggest to whoever that happened to be that she now owes him eternally and must show love to her maker. He didn't make her, didn't even see her, and he didn't bother getting to know her personally before falling face first, freeform into forlorn love letters and bad poetry. It's utter betrayal, of course, when the goddamn whore doesn't respond accordingly, act compliantly. Such a femme fatale, friend-zoned again, what a bitch. Yep, that's me. Self-admittedly and unapologetically, because in my personality demands respect, and that's why so many get rejected and or disregarded. Your advances are regressive, pathetically incessant, you're unhealthily obsessive, and when I say no, you try to get aggressive. Get out of here, you dense as lead motherfucker. Get away from me and get me out of your head. If that seems unfair, get a bullet there instead. Yeah. And the real reason that romance is dead, because you think these are nice. I also have a pert, firm and well-rounded identity, and mine's an ID with a sense of autonomy. You see, under these clothes, I'm not naked. You grabbed my titties, but my vulnerabilities do not exist for you. So while you groped me, you haven't touched me. I stand as my own and as I am, and I stand free of shame because I'm angry, because I'm stronger than you and I'm stronger than he, the last dude who grabbed me inappropriately but didn't really touch me. You're not a threat, hiding in a dark crowd, hoping the music's too loud for me to speak up and shout, hey, one of these guys is a fucking creep. Shit, heaps of these guys are fucking creeps. And you're right, it was loud. I kept on like it was nothing, and you squeezed up again, and I kept on like it's nothing. Not because I didn't notice, and not because I was shocked, but that's what you're worth to me. Nothing. Whether your words in my mouth or your hands on my body, you're not even close to comprehending me. I'm the kind of woman who can write about themselves. I'm the kind of person to see their body as a shell that may be cracked onto, but never into. Your fingers run along braille, but you can't change the fact that I'm protected by code that cannot be hacked. I own this vessel, held together by tension and pressure, pushed together, I'm put together well. With the curve of a seashell and the smell of the sea, hell, I'll feel the ocean herself ripple through me, through the nipples. And with a kiss of devotion to her own hand, she waves to me sweetly before collapsing completely into static and glitter. Neurotransmitters emitted to hate you were reabsorbed by the ocean as she pulls back. She pulls me back up and I'm okay again. Yes, she's great. And she's as mighty playful as she is almighty. And she might maybe say, while slightly smiling to your woeful face, that you hid from me conveniently in the dark when you got handsy. Get back in your place, boy. You are nothing. And you can't touch me. My daily gratitudes are becoming frail and weakened into failing platitudes by the weekend. Perhaps it's my attitude. I get depressed and I'm too negative to be disputed. And maybe that's my own mental fortitude, rejecting disquietude to find the solace in solitude. But you know, I think it's the turpitude, growing in magnitude in recent multitudinal world events, intruding on my common sense servitude. Maybe I'm too bitter to listen to, though I don't want to bother you. It bothers me you're not upset by things that cannot be talked through. I'll punch a Nazi if I have to. I mean, since when was fascism a liberal right? Alt-right it's seen as, but it's fucking extreme. And we can't talk this over with some tea and cream biscuits. You don't get that esteem from me. Your expressed ideologies despise my morphology, and my genetic expression is seen by you as pathology and inherent disorder. I disrupt natural order. You want to cleanse my ethnicity from your white Christian country because it threatens your fantasy of a perfectly all-right, all-spite, light white supremacy. Self-identified as not a Nazi, just anti-left, 80 years backwards and a few steps to the right. And you're anti-PC because you're triggered so deeply by any different ethnicities, different religions and deities, different gender identities, different than straight sexualities. No wonder you're so angry, holding on to hypocrisy. You need your own safe space entirely so you can hate on society and how they expect human decency. Aren't they censoring your liberties, stopping you from killing minorities? Behaving respectfully is just so damn oppressive, it's basically slavery. And what the fuck is this about equity? You were born the authority and you demand to have sovereignty. You see, I'm out of reactions and there's no reasonable discourse to be had. In fact, if I'm grateful for one thing, it's that I don't act like I'm buying into the lazy abstraction, the politically centre-left's interaction as it waves to diffract into a blurry distraction through a narrow field of vision as modern-day activism is interpreted by some to mean complacent inaction. If the rise of neo-fascism doesn't stir some kind of passion in you, in the fashion of not allowing it to happen, then chances are you're not one of the millions of people they want dead. Can't you still fight though? Not for you or your church, but for the rest of us instead. Can't fight fire with fire, you sing from your keyboard in harmonious choir with echo chamber as soundboard. You're so progressive that you don't want to fight. And all your friends agree, so like, obviously, there's no need for alarm, everything is alright. You're so progressive that you call yourself an ally. To LGBT, IQ, Muslims, Buddhists and Hindus, everyone different than you. You're so progressive that you call yourself tolerant. Well, we don't need to be tolerated. What we need is respect and we need equal rights. Don't say you're an ally if you're not on our side. Some fucking friends to walk away from the fight. Some fucking progression to have you all hide. Some fucking support. Facebook filters on your profile pictures next to a repost of someone else's late night conjecture on how we can educate the right wing with a long-winded lecture while their right hand is swinging and aimed at a mixture of not you guys. You talk like you're gonna find a middle ground to stand upon. So I wanna know which stance you're willing to compromise on, and what will you do while this war wages on? You're so progressive. Yeah, you're flattered by that unchallenged lie. Seems our lives aren't worth enough that you'd stand with us and fight. And if we don't matter that much to you, guess which side are your allies?